when your kid's a vegetarian, even your favorite, much loved childhood recipe needs a makeover. Now, I already have a vegan rendang recipe on linsfood.com over there. That's vegan rendang with tofu and potatoes, or in Malay, rendang vegan dengan tahu dan kentang. However, many Lins Food readers don't actually like tofu. So I've had so many messages since I posted it asking how to get rid of the tofu and what to substitute it with. So I thought, all right, I've got a new blog, SingaporianMalaysianRecipes.com, started only in January this year, 2021. So I do another vegan or vegetarian rendang recipe for SMR, as I call it. All my rendang recipes, including today's, are based on the beef rendang recipe on my blog. Link is up there, which is my mother's beef rendang recipe. Now, to make rendang, you kind of have 4 parts to it, 4 steps. The first thing is you need some red chilies, dried red chilies. You could also use fresh chilies if you wanted, although fresh chilies don't have that deep flavor that your dried red chilies have. Dried chilies are more concentrated in terms of flavor and aroma. So first part, soak your dried chilies. Second part, we make kerisik with desiccated coconut or fresh grated coconut. I don't have access to freshly grated coconut, so I resort to organic desiccated coconuts. Why organic? Because 100% coconut, no sugar, no preservatives. So I get the real deal. So what we're going to do is dry fry this in a little frying pan. You'll see it in the video, and set aside. So that's step 2. Step 1, chili. Step 2, make the kerisik. After that, we're going to make the rendang paste, or the rempah, as we say in Malay. Now, for this, we're going to need onion, garlic, ginger, lemongrass. 1 lemongrass goes into the paste, 1 lemongrass bashed goes into the actual curry itself. And then for the paste, we also need some galangal. If you have access to fresh galangal, that's great. Slice it into thin slices so that it can grind better, because galangal is such a tough rhizome. So here I've got some fresh galangal that I bought a couple of weeks ago, and it's been made into paste by just grinding it with a little water. Full recipe and post on it up there, and also down below in the information part of this video. So we've got onion, garlic, ginger, lemongrass, galangal, and some turmeric. If you have access to fresh turmeric, great, use it. Otherwise, ground turmeric. If you're in the UK, Waitrose stocks fresh turmeric, and so does Ocado. So that's our paste ingredients. So once we've done the soaked the red chilies, once we've made our kerisik, we're going to put everything into a chopper and blend it to a fine paste. That's step 3, right? And then step 4 is the actual cooking itself. So what do we need besides those things in the 3 steps to make our rendang? I'm going with a few spices this time. In my beef rendang recipe, I mentioned that I don't really use that many spices. So today I'm going to go, just for the fun of it, a little cinnamon. I'm going to break this to a tiny piece, and I'm going to go with a couple of cloves, and I'm going to use a star anise. And then besides that, I'm also going to add a little bit of ground coriander powder in our paste itself. That's it. In my beef rendang, I don't saute anything. I just add everything into a saucepan and I let it cook away. But here, like in our other vegan rendang, we're going to saute our dry spices, and then we're going to add our wet spices, which is the rempah, the paste, and then we're going to add our vegetables in, starting with the ones that are going to cook longer, and then we are going to add the liquid. So what about the rendang filling itself? So we're doing a vegetarian, and I mean full of vegetables, rendang. So you can use anything you want. You can use root vegetables too, but perhaps go easy on the parsnip, because parsnip has a strong flavor and it can dominate whatever stew you put it in. So what I've got is a couple of celery sticks, a couple of small carrots. So you could go with a medium carrot or you could go with a large carrot. Don't want too much carrot, because too much carrot will make your rendang sweet. And then I've got a courgette or a zucchini. I'm just going to cut it into rings. That's what I'm going to do with a carrot as well. And these guys are going to get sliced too. So then, because I love aubergines or eggplants, I'm going to be using those. I happen to have small ones, so same thing, I'm going to be cutting them into rings. But if you've got a large eggplant, just one ought to suffice, medium to large. What you want to do is to cut it in 4 lengthwise and then slice it that way. So you're going to get kind of quarter portions of the aubergine. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cauliflower towards the end, not too much, just a little bit, because again, I love cauliflower. You don't want to cook this too much because it will fall apart and then your rendang's just going to be full of tiny bits of cauliflower. But if that's your thing, then by all means. And then when I'm done, all I'm going to do is stir in some peas. So that's our filling. Now we need some sort of herb for the aroma of our rendang. An authentic beef rendang or an authentic rendang recipe in Singapore and Malaysia always needs turmeric leaves. So I've got some turmeric leaves here that have come out of my freezer. Let me show you what my turmeric plant looked like last summer. So essentially, sometime in winter, I chopped them all off, dug up the turmeric roots and froze the fresh leaves. If you don't have access to fresh turmeric leaves, you'll be pleased to know that they are extremely easy to grow. All you need is the fresh turmeric root. And you know, these days, go online, right? All my videos, I sound like a broken record now. You can get anything online. So pot it up in a little bit of compost. Make sure you have about ½ an inch or even an inch above the soil itself, the compost, and within weeks you ought to see shoots. In fact, if you keep your turmeric in your kitchen long enough, even if it's winter, they are going to start sending up shoots, which gives them a great start. But if you can't get turmeric leaves, see if you can get lime leaves, kaffir lime leaves. I have a plant, and when I don't have any turmeric leaves in the house, which doesn't happen very often these days, I use kaffir lime leaves. Kaffir lime leaves are not a substitute for turmeric leaves, but what they are is an alternative herb to be used in rendang. If you cannot get kaffir lime leaves, not a problem. Cook your rendang, drop a bay leaf if you want, but you don't have to, and then finish off your rendang with some freshly chopped coriander leaves or cilantro. So that's it, that's for the aroma. And then in terms of liquid, we're going to use some coconut milk. If you cannot get fresh coconut milk, which I can't here, look for coconut milk that has got the most amount of coconut extract in it. I have got, what have I got? 76% coconut extract, which is great. If you want to use coconut cream, that's fine as well. You will need a little bit more water. So we've got water for the gravy, for the rendang gravy too. Four steps, remember? Soak the chillies, make the kerisik, make the paste, and then cook the rendang. Done. So that's it. Let's get cooking. Now, if you like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Turn that notification button on, bell, so you'll know when I've got a new video out there. Enjoy the recipe, and I shall see you again soon.